Hello, this is Nightline and I'm Nakia Bashruddin. The top stories. Civil servants' pension scheme to stay for now, says Prime Minister. And Haze situation in Sarawak worsens. We'll begin the bulletin with our headlining story. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has assured that the public service pension scheme will not be abolished. He said the government will continue to look for ways to ensure that it is able to provide the pension, which is now reaching 28 billion ringgit.
Yalah, kita tak nak pegawai rugi. Tapi kita menghadapi masalah kekurangan dana. Jadi kita kena jaga macam mana kita urus dana kita. Yang menjadi masalah ialah kerana kerajaan yang baru lepas ini, kerajaan Najib tak peduli langsung tentang beban yang akan dipikul. Kemudian dia hutang begitu banyak dan sekarang ni kebanyakan daripada pendapat hasil kita guna untuk bayar hutang.
Tun Dr. Mahathir said this in a media conference in Kyoto, Japan on Saturday. Last week, Public Service Department Director General Datuk Sri Borhan Dollah announced that the current pension scheme may be replaced with an improved contract. This caught the attention of the Congress of the Union of Employees in the Public and Civil Services, which called for a discussion before any decision is made on the matter. On another issue, Tun Dr. Mahathir said he is adamant about his plan to issue a new samurai bond in view of its low interest rates. The Prime Minister, who is on a 3-day working visit to Japan, said he hoped the bond issuance could be materialized by year-end. However, he said some experts have expressed concern about the yen-dominated debt security, claiming that the value may rise in the future despite the low interest rates.
I wish to pursue this. Tapi kita kena dengarlah pendapat pakar. Saya bukan pakar, I'm not a financial, I'm not even an economist. Jadi pendapat saya berkenaan dengan ekonomi pun tak betul. Tapi entah macam mana negara kita dapat dibangunkan semasa saya jadi Perdana Menteri dulu.
Tun Dr. Mahathir said Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe had agreed to fix the interest rate at 0.5%. This rate is much lower than the 0.65% offered for the first samurai bond issued in March this year. Tun Dr. Mahathir said the Malaysian and Japanese governments are still in talks on the issuance of the second samurai bond. He said the bond proceeds are crucial in reducing government debts left by the previous administration, with high interest rates of 6 to 7%. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad believes early education is important in shaping the mind of a child. To increase the standard of teaching, the government is planning to use recorded videos of selected teachers to help students, as not all schools across the country have quality teachers. The Prime Minister, who is on a working visit to Kyoto, Japan, visited the Ritsumeikan Junior High School and Senior High School. He said the government is in the process of simplifying the education system as the quality of teachers varies among schools. By teaching through videos, teachers will be able to guide and explain what students do not understand while watching the videos. Through this method, Tun Dr. Mahathir says teachers can also learn the best teaching methods and raise the standard of education at schools. The private school that was established in 2006 teaches their students using a combination of traditional aspects and modern technology. Computing and robotics are taught together with pottery and traditional Japanese tea ceremony. The school also uses computer games like Minecraft to teach their students algorithms.
Education should begin very early in life, and I believe culture plays a very big part in shaping the minds of the children. If we teach from the time when they are young that war is bad, then they will be less likely when they grow old to resort to solving conflicts through war.
He also praised the unique education system at the school, which lets the creativity of the students shine. The haze in Sarawak worsened with visibility in the state capital reduced to 700 meters on Saturday from 1.4 kilometers on Friday, and more areas recorded the unhealthy air quality readings. Out of the total 13 API stations in Sarawak, 2 stations, namely Kuching and Samarahan, recorded very unhealthy at 232 and 207 respectively as of 10 p.m. Another 6 stations showed unhealthy air quality, which included ILP Miri, Sarike, Sri Aman and Kuala Baram and Cebu. An API reading of 0 to 50 shows good air quality, 51 to 100 moderate, 101 to 200 unhealthy, 201 to 300 very unhealthy, and 300 and above hazardous. Met Malaysia also urged people to reduce outdoor activities, wear a mask, drink plenty of water, and do not engage in open burning. The haze is expected to remain until the end of the southwest monsoon, and the situation could worsen if fires in Indonesia are not contained. In the meantime, students sitting for the UPSR examination in hazy areas in Sarawak will be provided face masks as a precautionary measure. State Disaster Management Committee Secretariat Head Ismail Mahidin said the face masks have been handed over to the State Education Department for distribution. The face mask will be distributed to the UPSR candidates in Kuching, Samarahan, Serian and Sri Aman next week. Ismail said schools will be ordered to close if the air pollutant index API readings exceeded 201. However, he said the UPSR exams will go on as scheduled under strict supervision by the school and exam invigilators. A total of 40,448 students are sitting for the UPSR in the state, with the mathematics and science papers scheduled for September 10 to 12. Meanwhile, Sarawak has urged the federal government to be more assertive in calling for Indonesia to appropriately deal with its forest open burning activities. Deputy Chief Minister Dato' Amar Douglas Unggah Embas said Putrajaya must consult with Jakarta on how to resolve the issue, as the state government does not have the power to act. In Kalimantan alone, 1,087 hotspots have been detected, while another 306 were found in Sumatra. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah on Saturday called upon all quarters to immediately stop illegal encroachment into the Kuala Terla water catchment area, especially near the intake point of the Sungai Ichat Dam in Cameron Highlands. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong's concern for the environment was evident when His Majesty visited the encroached sites near Sungai Ichat on Saturday. Al-Sultan Abdullah said the land encroachment had caused pollution to Sungai Ichat, which is one of the 2 water sources for Kuala Terla water treatment plant. Al-Sultan Abdullah also decreed that all quarters must set aside their political beliefs and work with each other in ensuring success of the effort to curb illegal land encroachment in Cameron Highlands, particularly in Sungai Ichat. Meanwhile, Al-Sultan Abdullah also expressed hope that highland farmers could venture into modern agriculture, which minimizes the use of land, but capable of generating higher income. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail on Saturday expressed concern over gadget addiction among the people, saying that they are too dependent on gadgets and digital devices for information and communication and completely disregarding the real world around them. She said it was now common to see a group of teenagers or adults consisting of friends or families sitting together but not communicating with each other.
Kanak-kanak seawal usia 2 hingga 3 tahun telah mula bermain gadget atau peranti digital seperti tablet dan telefon pintar, seolah-olah peralatan ini telah menjadi peneman atau pengasuh selain ibu, bapa dan penjaga.
Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah said this in her speech at the Productivity with Community Day and the launch of Awas Pada guidebook in Selangor on Saturday. She said a study showed that extreme internet usage of more than 6 hours per day would cause lower satisfaction and well-being than the average internet usage of 1 to 2 hours per day. She added that extreme internet usage could cause its users to become addicted, which would also threaten physical and mental health. The Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Ministry on Saturday said the groups that initially promoted the boycott of non-Muslim products are now singing a different tune. Its minister, Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, said the groups had changed their script after explanations were given to them on the impact of carrying out such boycotts.
Dia goalpost tu berbeza-beza, dia berubah-ubah. Okey, goalpost lah, tujuan dia tu berubah-ubah kan. Dia bermula sebagai boikot, kemudian apabila disanggah dan diberikan jawapan dan rasional kenapa tak perlu ada boikot, maka skrip itu diubah kepada sebenarnya buy Muslim first. Jadi itu ditukar-tukar.
Datuk Sri Saifuddin said the call to buy Muslim products first was irrelevant, as globally non-Muslim majority countries were the biggest producers of halal products. Hence, he said the public should instead buy Malaysian products first, rather than only focus on buying products of Bumiputras. He added the move should be supported by all quarters, regardless of race and religion, to maintain peace and harmony in the country. In Terengganu, strong winds uprooted trees in Pulau Musang and Kampung Sungai Rengas in Kuala Terengganu, creating havoc at several villages in the area. The force of the wind also ripped off the roofs of at least 70 homes in the 2 villages, as well as Kampung Palo, Padang Midin, Kampung Jirat and Wakaf Mempelam. Fortunately, no one was injured in the 3 p.m. incident. Meanwhile, Wakaf Mempelam Assemblyman Wan Sukairi Wan Abdullah said many business premises, including tents, were damaged by the storm, and the state government will try to ease their burden as soon as possible. He added the victims could receive between 3,000 ringgit and 5,000 ringgit, depending on the severity of the damage. A teenager who was reported missing after performing prayers at the Al Taufiqiyah Mosque in Kampung Chuar Kati in Kuala Kangsar has been found near Jalan Kuala Kangsar Gurek at 5:10 p.m. on Saturday. Kuala Kangsar Fire and Rescue Department Chief Muhammad Taufik Abdul Sattar said the 18-year-old teenager Izzuddin Shub was found by a police patrol unit about 5 kilometers from where he was last seen. He said the teenager, clad in a black t-shirt and shorts, looked very weak but able to speak. There are also bruises on her arms and legs. In Kuala Selangor, a driver stunned bystanders when he slit his throat after his car triggered a fatal accident at 2:30 a.m. Saturday morning. The 66-year-old man was driving his Mercedes-Benz along Jalan Tali Air in Tanjung Karang when he suddenly stopped his car in the middle of the road. A Pro2 Myvi following behind was unable to avoid the Mercedes-Benz in time and collided into its rear, killing its driver, 40-year-old Muhammad Fazli Muhammad Yusari. Witnesses told police the senior citizen had appeared from his car looking dazed and soon slit his own throat with a knife before bystanders could stop him. After this break, Nightline's Esports segment. Don't go away. We're back with Nightline's Esports segment, bringing you the latest esports news. After successfully organizing XPAC's Kejohanan Isukan Campus Semester 1, Media Prima Digital and Salcom Axiata Berhad today unveiled the second edition of Malaysia's University Esports Championship. The tournament will see Malaysian grassroots talents from higher learning institutions compete for a total cash prize pool of 180,000 ringgit. Wan Azizah Islam has the story.
Welcome to My Game On with me, Wan Azizah Islam, and for this week's segment, let me introduce to you XPAC Kejohanan Isukan Campus Semester 2. Let's go find out about the prize pool as well as what games are going to be played this year. Let's go.
Organized by My Game On in collaboration with esports partner Kitaman, the event will be held in 5 different zones around the nation. 2 of the world's top mobile games, namely Mobile Legends Bang Bang and PUBG Mobile, will be on display at this year's Kejohanan Isukan Campus, or CAKE.
The prize pool will be at 180,000 ringgit worth. That's not inclusive of other prizes that will be sponsored by our respective sponsors. But the games that will play this time around will be Mobile Legends Bang Bang and also PUBG Mobile. Also, there will be an open competition sponsored by Legion by Lenovo. That will be a competition where the public can actually join, and they also get to win some prizes as well.
Online qualifiers for both games will be held in each zone, where teams will compete to secure a spot in the top 16. Qualifying teams will then go head-to-head in the zone knockouts, where the winners from each zone will head to the grand finals at the end of November in Kuala Lumpur. Teams from the best performing campus will also stand a chance to receive a scholarship worth 50,000 ringgit as part of Salcom XPAC's Esports Empowerment Initiative.
Esports as a platform, it's a no-regret move for us. Youth, it's into esports. A lot of our youth are into esports. Our base, a lot of our subscribers are into esports, so it's obvious that through esports we can communicate or interact with them in a meaningful way, and this is a fantastic platform.
The second edition of XPAC CAKE will also feature a few new elements, such as educating the youth through a series of esports forum with industry players. The crowd will also be entertained by top local artists such as Hail Hussaini, Indah Rahaila, Ismail Izani, Nabila Razali, and many more. Wan Azizah Islam for Nightline, TV3.
Coming up, moon landing ends in failure for India. Details next. Welcome back. Moving on to the foreign news. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has once again insisted that he will not ask the European Union to delay Brexit again, even if he is required to do so by law. Johnson made the remarks after the House of Lords approved a bill designed to block a possible no-deal Brexit. The Prime Minister, who vowed to take his country out of the European Union on October 31st with or without a deal, remains adamant, saying he will not ask Brussels for a further extension. Johnson was quoted as saying by British media reports that he was only bound in theory by the law passed in the House of Lords on Friday. After it cleared through the House of Lords, the bill now requires royal assent before it becomes legislation. It would still dictate that a Brexit delay must be sought, with an election likely to then be held in November. India has lost contact with a spacecraft it was attempting to land on the moon on Saturday in a setback to the nation's ambitious plans to become the first country to probe the unexplored lunar South Pole. According to the chairman of the Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO, the lander of India's Chandrayaan-2 moon mission was attempting a soft or controlled landing near the south pole of the moon, where scientists believe there could be water. ISRO, however, lost communication with the lander named Vikram after the father of India's space program, just as it was about to land on the moon. It said previously Vikram's descent was as planned and normal performance was observed up to an altitude of 2.1 kilometers. ISRO had hoped to confirm the presence of water in the form of ice, first detected on its mission in 2008. We're back with sports badminton. Malaysian professional men's doubles pair Goh Wee Shem Tan Wee Kiong are edging closer to their second title this season after storming into the final of the Taiwan Open badminton tournament at Taipei Arena in Taiwan on Saturday. The 2016 Rio Olympic silver medalists who clinched the Thailand Masters title in Bangkok in January, however, were pushed to the limit by Matthias Bo Mads Conrad Petersen of Denmark in a semi-final tie. Goh Tan will meet Choi Sol-gyu Seo Seung-jae in the final on Sunday after the South Korean pair continued their gallant run by stunning the second seeds Lee Yang Wan Chi Ling of Taiwan. Earlier, national professionals mixed doubles pair Chan Peng-soon Goh Liu Ying, who are also the top seeds, suffered a straight sets defeat to the fourth seed Tan Chung-meng Si Ying-sweat of Hong Kong in the semi-finals. That sports item wraps up Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look as Australian driver Alex Peroni walked away from a horror crash in Saturday's Formula 3 race at Monza. With that, I'm Nakia Bacharudin. Thank you for watching and stay safe.